Ladies and gentlemen, what a time it is to be alive. Bleach is back. Life is good. The episode was just so beautiful, and I can't wait for the rest of the season. Truly going to be amazing. But we're going to talk about Legends, not about Bleach. I just had to bring it up. Bleach is amazing. But Dragon Ball Legends, we're going to be discussing today's video, actually quite a bit, kind of a jam-packed video. We're going to be talking about the big maintenance that's coming. If you haven't heard, there's a super long maintenance going to be happening in Legends where you won't be able to play the game. We're going to be talking about what could be happening to Shallot very soon. Hey, Legends Festival, maybe some good things finally happening for Shallot based on what we'll be getting in the game. We're going to talk about who we could be getting as a Zenkai. You know, the popular, most likely choices that are kind of going around in terms of who we might get. And then potential leaks, kind of. And I say that because the person who's saying these things are going to come to the game, there's a big, I guess, debate on whether he's actually a leaker or not. And if he's just kind of guessing the popular ideas to guess based off of what we've gotten in the game. And then the things just happen to end up being true. I'm going to discuss that more in depth when we get there. And you can click away from the video at that point if you don't want to, you know, see, I guess, potential leaks. But honestly, to me, it feels more like he's just guessing with the rest of us. So, I don't know. We'll see. Let's talk about the maintenance here. Starting right off, this is from Dragon Ball Legends official Twitter from the horse's mouth itself. We have network maintenance notice. Network maintenance will be performed at the following date and time, during which the game will be inaccessible, so you can't play it. Thank you for understanding. Maintenance date time, 10/12/2022, from 9 to 18 JST. You can figure out, if you go into your Legends, if you go into your game, go into the news section, you can actually check, it adjusts the time for your time zone to see what time it is for you, or you can just type it into Google, you know, to figure out the time zone. But, so, this will be happening for the weekly resets, and it's 9 hours of maintenance. 9 hours of maintenance, which is quite a lot of maintenance. So they normally do this when they're doing big updates, you know, really important updates to the game. This is, of course, their big update before we have our big announcement reveals and stuff, episode number 25, which is on the 18th, which is, again, next Tuesday. So we're real close to this big reveals and stuff. They've been hyping this thing up. Big announcements coming in reveals and stuff. So this is our big update beforehand. Maybe they'll put, like, so if an idea that's been floating around is that Legends Festival will start earlier this year. And will start in October this month, or like more towards the beginning of November. And so potentially, maybe they'll be putting in the assets and stuff for that already here, in which case we're probably going to get it all data mined and find out. So I'm hoping that's what they're not going to do, because they know people are going to get the data mines. So I'm hoping they're not going to put anything super important into this, so that we can have at least some semblance of reveals and stuff excitement. I think I'll make a video talk about leaks in general, but I like when the reveals and stuff are hype, but yeah, hopefully they themselves don't shoot themselves in the foot again and ruin their own reveals and stuff by putting in a bunch of cool stuff during this maintenance, because obviously people are going to find it and see it if it's in the game. It's just, you know, easy to do then. So hopefully they don't go and do that to themselves, but they're Legends, so honestly, I could see it happening. But I wanted you to know about this maintenance that's coming, because this is, you know, important. This is a big maintenance. You won't be able to play the game for 9 hours. I mean, in America, for the most part, it's at night when most people are asleep, but still, it's pretty long maintenance. The next thing we'll move on to is talking about who might be Zenkai'd in this, you know, weekly maintenance we're getting, because there's been a whole lot of talk about a new Zenkai coming to the game. So let's kind of discuss the big options, the top ones I've seen people talking about. First up would be someone from Dragon Ball GT. We did, of course, just get Super 17, free-to-play character, so GT has just finally gotten their first buff in a literal 10 million years, it seems, at this point. So it is free-to-play buff, though, so not necessarily the best. I mean, Zenkai buffs aren't necessarily the best either, unless they're normally a LF. Otherwise, it seems most everyone else, like any normal Sparking who gets a Zenkai, ends up seeing, like, they just become a bench unit. So this Goku, Super Saiyan 4 Goku, is one option I've seen people talking about getting a Zenkai. If that happened, I think that would be good for GT tag, since he's an LF. Hopefully they'd make him pretty decent. GT needs a lot, so it wouldn't completely save the tag, but it would be something. GT needs stuff, So it would be nice to see them start to get some things. I'm sure they're probably going to be included in Legends Festival, especially if Legends Festival starts earlier this year. Then I for sure see these GT characters getting, you know, being a part of it, and we get some fancy, juicy GT things. We'll actually talk about that within the potential leaks, I guess, guy, when I get to that part of the video. Another big one, though, has been Super Baby 2, Blue Super Baby 2. Him getting a Zenkai would be cool. I'm not sure if he'd really change a whole lot in terms of GT being great, though. I mean, Super Saiyan 4 Goku wouldn't make GT like a super great team by his own, but it would do more than Super Baby 2 just based off of how they tend to do Sparking Zenkais these days. They really seem to just make Sparking Zenkais, like, you get the Zenkai buff bench as a bench unit. Like, that's what they're built for. So maybe they can make Super Baby 2 actually useful in battle, but for the most part, they seem to just be bench units, and that's what Zenkais are. They make it so you have a better bench unit. So, regardless, it would be nice for GT to get something. If he buffed Blue GT, that would be really cool, and I think would definitely be a sign that we're going to see more GT things to come. So I think we definitely have to, if it does end up being a GT unit, assuming it's one of these two, Super Saiyan 4, LF Goku, or Super Baby 2, what their tag ends up being for their Zenkai buff, I think is super important. If it's GT, that's really big, and I think definitely hints towards us getting more GT. The other tags I've seen mentioned, because a lot of people have been mentioning that it's going to be an LF Zenkai, which, hey, if it is, awesome. The other one has been, of course, Super Saiyan Rose Goku Black LF, since we did recently get the equip for, you know, Platinum equip for Future Gohan. So we ended up getting Super Saiyan Rose as a Zenkai. That wouldn't surprise me. Future loves to get buffed like every 3 days, so it definitely wouldn't surprise me that Future gets another buff. Hopefully they make him pretty good if they do. Rose is a very popular character, I'm sure, as we all know, since they've made like 10 quadrillion Roses, as you can see in this game. That Rose is like, every time they drop a Future unit, I swear there's some sort of new Rose coming out, or Goku Black. But he's a super popular character, so hopefully they make him pretty good if they do drop that. Future, for as much as, you know, you joke about Future getting buffed, Future in its own right isn't necessarily the best team right now. It's definitely not down bad like GT. Like GT is down bad. I'm not trying to say Future's the same level as GT. You know, they got the droids, Trunks, VB, Sword of Hope, Future Han. Like, things are not nearly as dire as they are for GT. But Future could use a little bit of stuff to try and vault them back towards, you know, the very top of the list in terms of teams, since it is a very popular tag. A lot of people enjoy the Future Trunks characters and just characters from the Future tag as well. So that could be a cool one to see. And then UI Sign Goku has been, you know, predicted for a while, since he is abysmal. Like, this guy is garbage. He has his dodge feature, which is cool. It still works just as good as it did before, although MUI's is obviously better. But if you touch UI Sign Goku like once with like any color, even like a green, this guy folds like a piece of paper, and that's it. He gets turned into origami and he's gone. Dude dies in like 2 cards to literally like any unit in the game, I swear. So he needs something. He also doesn't do enough damage to make up for the fact that he gets folded that quickly. He needs more. So if he got a Zenkai, I think that would be really cool. I feel like he would make more sense with how they've done Zenkais, how they kind of seem to be going in order, since he is definitely older than both Rose and Super Saiyan 4 Goku. And I think we could see Tournament of Power, you know, Universe Survival Saga tag characters during Legends Festival. I think that's definitely a big possibility. In fact, I would say it's probably kind of likely, since of how hype Universe Survival Saga is, even though we've gotten very hype characters from it already in UI Sign Goku, Jiren Full Power, Evolution Vegeta. There are still lots of cool characters people would like to see from the Universe Survival Saga Tournament of Power arc. So if we got UI Sign Goku, that would just give me the like sign, all right, we should expect some more Universe Survival Saga stuff to come along here during Legends Festival. But if they do Legends Festival how they did our 4th anniversary, where they dropped Tournament of Power, then they switched up to movies, and then they switched up to, I guess, fusions. I guess it was kind of like Fusions / Boo Saga is what they went with there with Vegito. But if they follow that formula, which I kind of think they will follow that formula, unfortunately, I don't think this is going to be like last year's Legends Festival. So I think it probably will be more like 4th anniversary, because if you didn't know, they made a whole booty ton of money from 4th anniversary. Like, they made a lot of money, apparently. So, yeah, to them, that signals, let's do that, because they're a company. So whatever makes them big money, they're going to continue to replicate over and over and over. So if they do it that way, and by starting Legends Festival, we get maybe a GTLF to start us out, bang us out with a GTLF for part 1. Part 2 maybe then could be Universe Survival Saga. If that's the case, I could see them not dropping UI Sign, you know, as our next Zenkai. Maybe waiting, you know, to part 2 of Legends Festival to do something like that. So, we'll see. We'll see. I think GT is definitely big in the running for getting a Zenkai, just because of how down bad they are and the fact that we got Super 17 already, who is a GT unit. And normally they drop a couple units for a tag at a time and to buff it up. So, I think that's something to keep an eye on. And now, let's talk about Shallot. I know, we're covering a whole lot of stuff in terms of Legends. It's because I didn't have time to make a video, you know, multiple videos about this. So, let's talk about this. So, if you've been playing Legends, you probably have noticed they have their big announcement coming soon, countdown missions. It's got Shallot in the art. Shallot's been prominent in this whole big announcement thing coming soon. So, there's been a whole lot of discussion. Are we going to see Super Saiyan Blue Shallot finally drop in Legends? A whole 2.5 years since this man went God. So, if it does happen, that could be very exciting. Although, unless they change how Shallot works, really, Super Saiyan Blue will mean he's good for like a month or so, and then no one's going to remember Shallot even exists for the next 2 years or however long it takes for them to drop, you know, whatever they decide to drop next for forms. But I wanted to come to the missions tab for this because there's a certain interesting final mission for this mission chain. Now, as you know, they have broken these up into, you know, you get a certain amount of, a couple days to do each set of challenges to earn these countdown medals, and then it switches to the next set all the way until we reach the 18th, which of course the 18th is when we get our reveals and stuff. So they're leading up to the big announcement, hence the name of the missions. And our last set of missions set to come out on the 14th, so on Friday. They're already put into the game, so people have data mined this to see. I guess if you don't want to hear this, you know, you don't have to. It doesn't necessarily point to anything, since you could literally say this about any of the things, but it's just something interesting, something to chew on, something to think about here. And so the last set of missions here, because as you've seen before, the other missions, we have win using Saiyan Saga, Frieza Saga, Anime Original, we got Cell Saga, Future Trunks Saga, GT character, and then in our last set that we'll get before the reveals and stuff, we have win using Majin Buu Saga characters, win using Universe Survival Saga characters, and win using Shallot. Win using Shallot. Interesting. Again, doesn't necessarily mean we're going to be getting Super Saiyan Blue, but I definitely see big announcement could mean Shallot finally goes Super Saiyan Blue. They have Shallot in the, you know, artwork for this whole campaign of, you know, collecting these medals for the big announcement, and then ending off with win using Shallot just kind of seems to lead you to believe we could be getting something for Shallot, which would most likely be Super Saiyan Blue. I guess it could be Super Saiyan 4, or they give him some other form, but I think Blue is most likely since he's already gone Super Saiyan God. So I suppose we'll see, but I would anticipate getting ready for something Shallot related. Finally, after all this time, Shallot may actually be usable. They could add more Z power for Shallot into the story so we can get more stars on Shallot, because he is still not 14 stars. It's not like we have a maxed out starred Shallot here. So that could be something. Maybe that's... I doubt that would count as the big announcement, just giving us more stars for Shallot. But I would get ready for potentially something Shallot related. Again, this could mean nothing. It could end up not... We could end up not getting something Shallot related. I mean, I don't think we're going to get something Majin Buu Saga related, and that's technically one of the final missions as well. So, again, you can decide for yourself what you want to believe, but I just think this definitely, with all the artwork, with the fact that this is leading to a big announcement, reveals and stuff, I feel like prepare yourself for something Shallot related at the very least, besides the whole Legends Festival talk. Get ready for something Shallot related. Also, one of the final missions is Universe Survival Saga, which again, I anticipate will see during Legends Festival. But Now we're towards our final topic. Finally, I hope I haven't taken too long to discuss all of this information. Just kind of want to give you the information, my opinions on it, and then you can let me know in the comments your opinions on these things. Whether you think we're getting Shallot, who you think our Zenkai is gonna be, and what your thoughts are on these potential leaks. So if you want to click away, I understand. But again, these are not like guaranteed leakers that are known as, hey, you know, like Luka Dokkan, who's recently, you know, said we're getting all these characters and then we get them all. It's not quite the same thing. But here we go. Alexander the Vegito King. I'm sure you've probably heard about him from someone at this point, whether you're on Legends Twitter or you've seen people make videos about him on YouTube. Regardless, you've probably heard about him. If not, he's some leakers apparently say he's not a leaker. Other people seem to think he is. Who knows, man? Apparently, I've heard one thing being attributed to him to be potential leaker is he said before we got Ultra Broly that we'll be getting a green Ultra Broly, which obviously he wasn't green, he was purple. And so some people were saying, oh, but he still got Ultra Broly, right? Well, I feel like everyone knew Ultra Broly was coming. Like, yes, we did eventually get the leak beforehand that guaranteed it, but I feel like most everyone felt Ultra Broly was on the way. I feel like that wasn't a super difficult one to guess. Like, I feel like most everyone was like, it's probably going to be Ultra Broly. So, you can take that however you want. But I have this tweet pulled up. I have reason to believe that Goku and Frieza from the Tournament of Power will appear during Legends Festival. And then this person responded, part 2, I reckon. And he said, yeah. So, I've been saying, I made a video before this tweet even came out. It's probably in the thumbnail. I think it is in the thumbnail of that video where I was saying we could see Goku and Frieza LF from the Tournament of Power come out. Another tag LF, you know, when they end the Tournament of Power. That could come out. Some other things that he's been saying. Goku and Frieza Angel, Android 17 Assist, an assist type unit. If it was a tag and assist, that could be kind of cool. Because obviously assist units are just you see the other character in the animations when they do like blues or ultimates and stuff. But tags, you actually switch. So if you could switch between them and then have 17 have like come in as animation, that would actually be a really cool unit idea. But then a whole lot of people have been talking about potentially a tag Goku and Vegeta Super Saiyan 4 that fuse into Gogeta like on main. Although, because if you switch, that's their main. I don't know, it's a whole interesting idea, but they fuse into Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, whether that be an LF or an Ultra. You know, that's, I would assume it actually probably be an LF to start with, since Ultras they haven't really done a lot of cool things to. Ultras have just kind of been they're good units. There's no transforming Ultras, there's no tag Ultras, there's no assist Ultras. I mean, eventually there probably will be, but I think they'll probably start off something like this with an LF type unit. That's just my thoughts. So that's what he's been saying. He said, I've been reason to believe that Goku and Frieza Tournament of Power were revealed during Legends Festival. I believe, did Bebop respond to that? Yeah, Bebop responded to that with a, you know, skull emoji. And then he responded with, I could be dead fucking wrong, but if what I heard is true, makes sense to drop here. And I could definitely see these two coming. I don't know anyone who works for Bandai, so I can't say, like, I know someone's told me they're coming. I don't know that. I do think that we could definitely see them. As I've been saying, I definitely think Tournament of Power Universe Survival Saga will be included. But, again, if you want to believe this guy, again, he doesn't even say, I know. He just says, I have reason to believe that they'll be coming. So he doesn't even say, he's not saying this is like a set in stone fact. He's heard from someone at Bandai that they're dropping these guys. So again, what do you think? Who do you think we're getting for Legends Festival? I know some people are still set in their heart of hearts that we're going to be getting Beast Gohan and Piccolo, but guys, we just got so many buffs for movies. Like, it is absolutely insane. I get that, you know, there was the idea going around, where's Sagas for movies? I get the idea has been going around that we were going to get them for a while, and they're hype. Like, I get it. But look at what Sagas from movies is rocking with. We just got Ultra Broly, who can be an absolute force. Cooler, who is the best unit in the game, a menace. Super Saiyan 3, still one of the top units in this game. Revival Gohan, still a very, very good unit. Tapion, a very, very amazing support unit. And they just got the buff of an Ultra and an LF. They're not going to drop another. If they drop more movies buffs in Like, I get people were saying, oh, but Gohan can help hybrids. Yes, he's still a movie's unit, though. And so if they did end up doing it and saying, hey, drop superhero stuff, it'd just be dumb. It would literally be the worst thing for the game in terms of, like, PvP balance-wise. You can only run movies at that point. Because it would probably be an Ultra Beast Gohan with an LF Orange Piccolo running your LF Cooler and your Ultra Broly. Like, that's just dumb. It's just dumb. They don't... Movies does not need that. Movies is fine right now. They just got a bunch of buffs. I think Gohan and Piccolo, their odds are like 0.001% of happening. If they happen, it's dumb. If they don't happen, hopefully they come soon after. But not too soon. Not too soon, obviously. Again, it would still be dumb if they came out too soon. But yes, let me know your thoughts. What do you think? Do you think this guy knows something? Do you think he's just making stuff up, going with it? Who do you think we're going to see for Legends Festival? Who do you think our Zenkai is going to be? Do you think we're going to get Super Saiyan Blue Shallot? I'd love to hear all your thoughts in the comments down below. That's kind of covering like all the big stuff we've gotten in terms of like Legends news and information these past few days, I feel. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you are new. Don't forget that bell if you want notifications for every time I post a video. Go follow me over on Twitch. Would love to see you in the live streams sometime. Talk to y'all, have some bants. And, yeah, that's going to do it. I hope y'all are staying happy and healthy, having the best of days. I'll catch y'all tomorrow.